Alpha-lipoic acid is an organosulfur antioxidant, and it's produced by plants, animals and humans. It's primarily found in the mitochondria of the cells, and this is where it facilitates the various enzymatic reactions that are necessary for cell function. Two enantiomers, which are mirror images of the molecular structure of alpha-lipoic acid, exist, the R and the S enantiomer. The R form of alpha-lipoic acid is the primary natural form found in foods such as meat and vegetables and is produced in humans. The R isomer of alpha-lipoic acid is believed to be the form that exerts most of the biological effect. In contrast, the S isomer is not generally found in nature, and instead it's synthesized through chemical processes. In some supplements, alpha-lipoic acid can be provided as a mixture of the R and the S forms, and this is called a racemic mix. Other supplements provide 100% R alpha-lipoic acid, and these could potentially maximize the weight loss benefits. Alpha-lipoic acid, and particularly R alpha-lipoic acid, has been shown to be effective for improving weight loss. In a 2020 randomized trial, 24 weeks of supplementation with R alpha-lipoic acid in 81 overweight adults with a BMI of 25 kg per meter squared or higher and elevated plasma triglyceride levels resulted in significantly more weight loss than a placebo, with relative reduction in the BMI of 0.8 kg per meter squared. The effect was more pronounced in obese participants with a BMI of 35 kg per meter square or higher. These participants had 4.8% more weight loss and 8.6% more body fat loss than those treated with a placebo. The racemic mixture of the R and the S alpha-lipoic acid has also shown benefit for weight loss. However, these changes might not be as large as those seen in the clinical trial evaluating the R alpha-lipoic acid alone, with weight loss relative to the placebo being reported at 2% in one randomized control trial. Meta-analyses of randomized control trials revealed alpha-lipoic acid supplementation results in weight loss of 0.69 to 1.2 kg and BMI reductions of 0.38 to 0.43 kg per meter squared. For people treated with medications that can cause weight gain, such as antipsychotics used to treat schizophrenia, alpha-lipoic acid has been shown to have a protective effect. In a study on 22 overweight clinically stable patients with schizophrenia, 600 to 1,800 milligrams of alpha-lipoic acid per day for 12 weeks resulted in significantly greater levels of weight loss and visceral fat levels relative to a placebo. In an open-label study, participants using antipsychotics who were treated with 1,200 milligrams of alpha-lipoic acid lost on average 2.2 kgs. Although the mechanism of action by which the R alpha-lipoic acid exerts its weight loss effect is unclear, there's some evidence that these effects are linked to antioxidant effects and metabolic changes. In randomized control trials, treatment with R alpha-lipoic acid increased the expression of the antioxidant gene HMOX1, 22% more than placebo. Alpha-lipoic acid has also been shown to substantially decrease the level of several inflammatory markers, including interleukin-6, C-reactive protein, and tumor necrosis factor alpha. Many of these inflammatory markers are produced by fat tissue, and they contribute to the chronic inflammatory state that's been associated with obesity. Alpha-lipoic acid alone or in combination with other ingredients has been shown to exert favorable metabolic changes, including reductions in glucose and insulin levels. Alpha-lipoic acid can also affect cardiovascular risk factors, with one study showing alpha-lipoic acid treatment improving vascular tone in obese and overweight children and adolescents. Both green and roasted coffee beans contain active constituents that can help to promote healthy weight loss, including caffeine, a family of polyphenols called chlorogenic acids, and prebiotic compounds called mannooglosaccharides. Coffee drinking has been linked to a decreased risk of an array of chronic health problems like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and obesity, as well as lowering the risk of death from any cause in multiple observational studies. A review and meta-analyses of clinical trials examining the health effects of coffee determined 3 to 4 cups of coffee per day is associated with the greatest overall health benefit. A recent study found coffee consumption was only correlated with lower body weight, BMI, and body fat in subjects with a particular variant of a gene that's involved in adipose tissue thermogenesis, or heat generation. Green coffee beans, which are higher in chlorogenic acid than roasted beans, have been investigated for their ability to increase weight loss. A meta-analysis of 16 randomized controlled trials found supplementing with green coffee extract significantly reduced the BMI, and it had a greater weight-reducing effect in participants with a BMI indicating overweight or obesity of greater than 25 kg per meter squared. A randomized controlled trial in 52 normal weight participants found drinking a beverage made from green and roasted coffee 3 times a day for 8 weeks led to reductions in percentage of body fat, blood pressure, insulin resistance, blood glucose levels, and triglyceride levels, suggesting this combination can help to prevent or treat metabolic syndrome. Whey protein supports the growth of muscle tissue. It improves satiety signaling, and it promotes thermogenesis. Clinical trials indicate that whey protein can help to preserve lean body mass during body weight and fat mass reduction through diet and exercise in people who are overweight and obese. A randomized controlled trial in women who regained weight after gastric bypass surgery found supplementing with whey protein at 0.5 grams per kg of the ideal body weight for 16 weeks promoted greater body weight and fat mass reduction with no loss of lean body mass. A meta-analysis of 9 controlled trials determined whey protein not only enhanced weight and fat loss, but it also decreased cardiovascular risk by improving lipid levels, blood glucose levels, and blood pressure. Some studies indicate whey protein can attenuate the increase in appetite that usually accompanies calorie reduction and weight loss. Probiotics are microorganisms which are used to modulate the gut microbiome and to promote health. Numerous clinical trials have investigated the potential of probiotic supplements to promote weight loss and to prevent and to treat metabolic disorders. Meta-analyses and reviews of randomized controlled trials show probiotic supplements, which contain various lactobacillus and bifidobacterium strains, can help to reduce body weight, BMI, waist circumference, fat mass, and percentage body fat. In addition, probiotic use is associated with improvements in cholesterol levels and markers of glucose metabolism. One analysis determined the most robust effect has been associated with supplements that contain 2 or more strains at modest doses below 10 billion colony-forming units per day. An abundance of the gut bacterium Akkermansia monophylia has been associated with metabolic health, and low amounts are found in people with obesity. A heat-killed form of A. monophylia has shown promising effects in pilot trials in obese mice and humans, suggesting its potential as a therapeutic aid for weight loss. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish, EPA and DHA, have anti-inflammatory effects, and evidence suggests they can promote healthy metabolism by reducing insulin resistance and inflammatory signaling by adipose tissue. Fish oil and omega-3 fatty acids can also increase satiety, improve the regulation of leptin and adipositin, and trigger epigenetic mechanisms that are associated with reduced growth of adipose tissue. In a placebo-controlled trial that included 65 overweight and obese participants with depression, taking 1,080 mg of EPA and 720 mg of DHA daily for 12 weeks, decreased depression symptoms and it enhanced weight loss. A meta-analysis of randomized controlled trials determined omega-3 fatty acids from fish can induce reductions in waist circumference and triglyceride levels, indicating improved metabolic health in individuals who are overweight or obese. Capsaicin is an active compound found in chili peppers, and it's responsible for their hot taste. Capsaicin activates the sympathetic fight or flight part of the nervous system, reducing appetite while increasing thermogenesis, energy expenditure, and fat tissue breakdown, or lipolysis. Through these effects, the capsaicin can counter the body's adaptive response to reduced calorie intake and enhanced weight loss. Furthermore, it's thought to contribute to healthy metabolism by promoting normal sleep patterns through its analgesic action. A meta-analysis of 8 randomized controlled trials with a combined total of 191 subjects found a daily intake of at least 2 mg of capsaicin reduced appetite. Another review noted capsaicin and related chili pepper compounds can reduce appetite, calorie consumption, and abdominal adipose tissue mass. In a placebo-controlled trial with 50 overweight female participants, those who received 50 mg of capsaicin along with 250 mg of green tea and 100 mg of ginger twice per day for 8 weeks lost significantly more weight than those who received a placebo. In a study investigating the short-term effects of capsaicin, a single 2 mg dose of capsaicin increased the resting energy expenditure after a meal in young adults with obesity. Tryptophan is an essential amino acid and a precursor to serotonin, a neurotransmitter that's produced by gut microbes, intestinal cells, and brain cells. Serotonin is involved in gastrointestinal function, as well as mood, appetite, and energy balance regulation. In the brain, higher serotonin signals satiety, and it lowers the levels of the signal responsible for the desire to eat. Calorie-restricted diets, while successful at reducing weight, have been shown to reduce circulating tryptophan levels by 15 to 21%. This can lead to reduced serotonin synthesis, a worsening of mood, increased carbohydrate cravings, and an increased chance of weight regain. In a study of 10 healthy young normal weight men, 2 and 3 gram doses of tryptophan reduced energy intake compared with placebo when taken before a buffet-style meal. In a study that included 10 obese subjects, 1, 2, or 3 grams of tryptophan taken 1 hour before a meal reduced calorie consumption. Its appetite-reducing effect increased as the dose of tryptophan increased. 5-HTP, or 5-hydroxytryptophan, is a breakdown product made from tryptophan along the pathway that results in serotonin. Several clinical trials have reported beneficial effects of 5-HTP on weight loss. In one randomized control trial that included 25 overweight patients with type 2 diabetes, 750 mg of 5-HTP daily for 2 weeks reduced calorie consumption and body weight compared to placebo. Pine nut oil contains a constituent called pinolenic acid, and this has been shown to reduce food intake. When doses of pine nut oil ranging from 2 to 6 grams were given to overweight female subjects prior to a buffet-style meal, food consumption was reduced up to 9% compared with placebo. The researchers suggested this reduced food intake was attributable to pine nut oil's satiating effect, and this could be mediated via the modulation of choleocytokinin and other appetite-suppressing compounds. In a placebo-controlled crossover trial, 18 overweight women were given 3 grams of pine nut oil extract or placebo before breakfast, and they were monitored for 4 hours. The treatment group reported lower appetite and higher levels of hormones that suppressed the appetite during the 4 hours following the pine nut oil, compared with the placebo. Pine nut oil has been found to prevent diet-induced weight gain, fat mass gain, and abdominal fat accumulation in animal studies. Some evidence suggests pine nut oil increases thermogenesis and it improves metabolic activity in adipose tissue. L-Carnitine is a non-essential amino acid, and it's made in the body and obtained in the diet from meat and dairy foods. It plays a key role in moving fatty acids across the mitochondrial membrane and thereby facilitating fat metabolism. A meta-analysis of 43 control trials with a combined total of 2,703 participants found supplementing with at least 2 grams per day of L-Carnitine reduced body weight, body fat mass and BMI in those who are overweight and obese. Because L-Carnitine reduces oxidative stress, supports healthy mitochondrial function, and exhibits cell protective effects, it can also help to prevent some of the many health problems that are associated with being overweight or obese. Coleus forskolii, or forskolin, is a medicinal plant from the Ayurvedic tradition. Its historical use includes treatment of high blood pressure, heart failure, eczema, digestive colic, respiratory ailments, painful urination, insomnia, and seizures. Preclinical research shows forskolin, an active compound from the Coleus forskolii, reduces inflammatory signaling by the fat cells. In preliminary research, 6 overweight women treated with 250 mg of Coleus forskolii extract, standardized to contain 10% forskolin, twice a day for 8 weeks, lost an average of 10 pounds of body weight and 8% of body fat. In a placebo-controlled trial, in 23 overweight women, those who received 250 mg of Coleus forskolii standardized extract twice a day for 12 weeks lost 0.6 kg of body fat, while those in the placebo group gained 1.3 kg. Although the difference was not statistically significant, it did indicate a possible benefit of the forskolin for slowing the weight gain. Another 12-week trial compared the effects of 250 mg of Coleus forskolii standardized extract twice a day to a placebo in 30 adults who were overweight or obese, eating a reduced calorie diet. The forskolii did not differ from the placebo in its effect on body weight, but it was associated with greater improvements in insulin levels and insulin resistance, signaling it might have a role in improving metabolic health. For more information on body weight, continue with this series, or for information on herbs, supplements, and natural treatment plans, check out my website.